Welcome to the Left of Str8 Show, your one-stop destination for intriguing conversations with extraordinary individuals who are boldly navigating life outside the conventional norms. Our host, Scott Fullerton, is thrilled to embark on this journey of discovery with all of you. The Left of Str8 Show, we believe that every person's story is unique, and it's our mission to showcase the diversity of human experiences. We bring you the untold stories of fascinating people who identify as LGBT+ and allies, pushing boundaries, breaking stereotypes, and making a positive impact in our communities. On this show, we bring you a diverse lineup of inspiring guests, from activists to artists, and entrepreneurs to entertainers, and everything in between. We dive deep into their personal journeys, discovering the pivotal moment that has shaped their lives and careers. You can expect thought-provoking discussions on a wide range of topics, from LGBTQ rights, social justice to arts, culture, mental health, and more. Our guests are change makers who share their insights, challenges, and triumphs, igniting conversation that promotes empathy, understanding, and love. So whether you're part of the LGBTQ community or an ally looking to expand your knowledge and show your support, the Left of Str8 Show is for you. Together, we can build bridges of understanding and acceptance, celebrating the beauty of what makes us all unique. So sit back, grab a drink, and get ready for the show.
Well, hey, Left of Str8 family, welcome back. I'm Scott Fullerton, as always, your host right here, and I'm so thankful to bring you interviews with celebrities and personalities from entertainment, foodies, music, books, and advocacy, all for our LGBTQ community and our wonderful straight allies. Today, we're back in music mode as I bring back one of my favorite artists to the show. Brandon Stansell is making his third appearance here on the Left of Str8 Show, and I'm always excited and honored when he has the time to stop by. Been a hot minute and a half since we chatted last, and he's made some amazing new music since then, including an incredible new single that drops today everywhere. Brandon's been a beacon of authenticity in the country music scene, has been captivating audiences with his soulful voice and poignant lyrics, and I've been lucky enough to have him on my radar since he first premiered his amazing song, Hometown. As an advocate for LGBTQ plus visibility, Brandon fearlessly brings his unique perspective to the country music genre, challenging norms and always breaking new ground. Following his career as I have for the past 4.5 years, I have loved watching Brandon grow and go through about as many errors as Taylor Swift as he keeps just getting better and better. I'm so looking forward to catching up and learning all about his newest music and journey. So welcome back to the Left of Str8 Show, the very handsome, the very talented Mr. Brandon Stansell. How we doing, boss?
Well, hi. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. That was quite the introduction. I really appreciate that.
Well, you are quite the man, my friend. I've enjoyed getting to know you. Gosh, I think our first interview was late 2018, maybe. 2009. When did Hometown come out?
So the song came out with the 2017 record. The video came out in 2018. But it feels like a million years ago. And I didn't know that that's when we connected for the first time, but yeah, it's I mean, of course, we've been through a pandemic since then, so
that was our second chat. Our second chat was March 20th, 2020. I think something happened during that time.
It's so wild. Yeah, so a lot has happened, and I've been really lucky and to be able to kind of put out at least something every year. It's not always a ton. Last year I released a full length record that was quite the haul. Any independent artist knows to put out a full length record on your own is a haul. So we did that last summer, and so finally getting into this year, someone made fun of me because I toured the record in the fall of last year. And then kind of went into hiding for a few months after that. And it got to be about March or April of this year. And I finally played a little show here in Hollywood. And I kept telling people, oh, yeah, it's going to be the first time I play this year. And they were like, it's April.
Right? Well, what can you do? There's places to go, people to see, things to try to write about, right?
Yeah, but I'm very excited about this song. And yeah, I mean, it's out. So It's been such a passion project, the song and the video, and I'm really happy that finally get it out into the world today.
Well, we will get all into that in a bit. I mean, one of the things I love about having returning guests, we get to catch up and talk about things because it has been a while. Like I said, last time was a pandemic. I think back then you were doing Zoom concerts out of the house. You were weightlifting with the next door neighbor in the driveway, all sorts of fun things when we couldn't do anything. But I did appreciate you really taking the time to put a little music out there because it's tough for everybody back then. And you just keep on plugging, my friend. And I love trying to follow along with your journey. You got a pretty little puppy back there. I see. He's so good.
Oh my gosh, I got two of them. They are, and thankfully they are best friends, and they like to play. But I when I knew that we were going to be talking, I took them on a run outside. So they're dead.
Nice. A little, try to quiet him down a little bit and wear him out. Just like you do with regular children. I understand how that goes. Exactly.
Right. Well, I mean, and I think it's partly the heat too, because unlike most of the world, here in Los Angeles, it's like 90 degrees. So,
right.
Well, what's happening? But yeah.
Yeah, it's actually fall here in Northeast Ohio finally. I mean, I'm sure Chattanooga was getting their fall in down there below eventually, but I talked to a lot of friends in LA the last couple of weeks, and yeah, 93, 98 degrees, crazy.
The cruel trick. But here we are.
Well, let's catch up and go down memory lane a little bit. Like I said, I think when we talked right before the pandemic, you were just getting the EP was starting to come together. The Three Chords and a Lie, I think, was coming together. Amazing documentary. That was something, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I say this with all my stuff, but my career has been molded and shaped by what I am most passionate about. And a lot of those things are, whether they be, stories about relationships, or coming out, or just falling in love or falling out of love, or just human experience. Like, they're always something that is pretty close to home for me. And the Hurt People record was a nail on the head. So I had always told people that Hometown was kind of my song that was like, I am thankful for who I am, and all of the good, the bad, and the ugly that made me this person, because I'm proud of who I am. And it all started in, little town right outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee. So that is Hometown in a nutshell. But over the years, I got kind of got to feeling like there was a little more to that, and it wasn't quite so simple, because the honest truth was that I, even today, still have my struggles on my, path to peace, and it's just a kind of a daily commitment to, choose happiness. And but anyway, I wanted to write something in that world, still about my experiences about coming out, but trying to kind of position it in a way that felt more bright on the other side. And that was kind of where the genesis of the record came from, and then eventually the the documentary that we put out and that premiered here in Outfest in LA, and it went down to the Nashville Film Festival, and I've had people along the way having seen that. I had a guy who cornered me at a show at this past summer. I never met him before, but he was like, "I saw your documentary." Like, he's an aspiring artist in Nashville. He was like, for some reason, it like seeing it gave me the feeling that like maybe I could do this. Like, maybe I could move to Nashville and like have a shot at this country dream that I had been dreaming about since I was a kid. Not why I made that documentary.
Right.
It's been really fun to see the legs that have grown out of it, and and where it's walked to. So I'm really proud of it, and I'm really, really thankful that I had such an incredible team to put that together and put it out into the world.
Right. And like you say, I mean, we think about these things even today. As gay people, we're coming out constantly, right? We got new friends, new relationships, and new people. So it brings up some of those old memories too. So they're always kind of just a little below the surface, I think. That's my personal feeling.
No, I mean, yeah, and it's like you want to think it's like a thing that has an end date to it, but just in the world that we live in, when you feel like maybe you're in a good personal place, but then you realize that like your trans friend isn't, because they are, I have one of my best friends is trans, lives in the South, and like I worry about her, and it's like I don't worry about me here in West, and here in Hollywood, but I worry about her, and like it to live in that kind of world where it's like our fight is not done, like yeah, my personal like journey has like reached a healthy place where I can like function and be happy, and that's great. But the community as a whole, like our fight is ongoing all the time, and that just kind of keeps those experiences alive, because maybe I don't focus on like my own, but like I see it reflected in other people, and you can't help but it to feel like it kind of dredges yours right back up again. So anyway, it's it's interesting.
And there's all sorts of full circle moments. I mean, almost hate to bring it up, but we got to talk about today, October 20th, when the dropping. Your good friend Leslie Jordan, who helped produce that, he's getting his star today on the Palm Springs Walk of Fame over in Palm Springs today, and he's all part of that documentary. So things are happening at full circle for you, my friend. It's kismet.
Yeah, I didn't know that was happening today, so that's really fun to know. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, the people that touched this project were not only they were special to me, but they're just special people. Yeah, and what a loss, like for the people that knew him, but also for just our world. What a loss.
Yeah, he was. I know he was a good friend of yours. He's, of course, a good friend to Del Shore's community, which I'm very good friends with. So I knew him in the periphery and met him one time. But yeah, it's the 1 year anniversary. It's been tough all along, but I'm so happy they're commemorating him in Palm Springs, and that's an exciting thing to be. I wish I was out there today. I was really planning on trying to go there, and it would have been fun to celebrate your brand new thing and go see my friend Leslie. But we'll get together one of these days. We did have some good news though this year. I mean, your buddy Ty Herndon got married a couple months ago. That's
I know.
exciting. Did you get to go?
So I didn't get to go. I
Oh,
was it was just one of those things. It didn't work out for me to be in Nashville. But we he had a whole slew of people there to support him, and his new husband, and who I've met only a couple of times, but he's very sweet. And like I said, I couldn't go. But the funny story is that not even a week after that man got married, I got a voicemail on my phone. I looked and I was like, "Oh my God, Ty called me for what? He's supposed to." I just assumed he would be on a honeymoon, and
right.
this voicemail is like, "Hey, not only did you not come to my wedding," because not only did you not come to my wedding, girl, you didn't even call me to see how it went.
You're
And I
getting
was like,
drugged by Ty Herndon on his honeymoon. That's horrible.
call you within the week you got married. I was like, I just assumed you were honeymooning. I died though. I was like,
I
I'm
bet.
in the doghouse with this man.
Yeah, you are. That is so funny. Oh, it's so sad you missed it. Kristen Chenoweth was there. The marriage. He had some people. She
I
deserved
know,
the
I know. He had quite the crew there. But yeah, man, it's just one of those things where it's like you can't do everything. I was just coming back from I was just coming back from, my manager got married in Cape Cod. I don't know if we've ever talked about him or not, but Ryan Aceto has been managing me with Producer Entertainment Group since 2016. It's been almost, we're getting close to a decade. I remember the first time I ever met him, he took me to lunch. He was like, I think I want to manage you. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I was like, I'm fine. I can do this on my own. I don't need anyone to take extra money out of my pocket. And then that summer, I was getting slammed with people wanting me to come play Pride events. And they were sending me these like 5, 6, 7-page contracts. And I was like, I'm a smart person, but I can't sift through all of this stuff that I've never done before. So I immediately called him back and was like, I would like to renege. I would like to take you up on that kind offer that I shut down last week. So anyway, he's been managing me since then. Anyway, so he got married in Cape Cod. It was a big to-do. And then Ty's wedding was right on the heels of that. And I just could not make it back down to Nashville. So anyway, yeah, I'm in the doghouse. That's the moral of the story.
That's funny. Oh my gosh.
In the doghouse.
There you go. I hope you send a big present. If not, you have one in the works, or else you're in big trouble here.
I got to do something.
This is coming soon.
Yeah.
Well, let's go into, I mean, like I said, then you've been doing music every year. You kind of hinted at it when we started talking. This must be the place comes out. Great music on this thing. A little more upbeat in some places. I mean, you can feel your emotion whenever your songs come out. It's what I love about your songs the most. Talk about putting that together.
Well, it was a behemoth. Like I've only done 2 full-length records in my career, and they've both been like, again, passion projects, but they're just a lot of work. I did this record with my good friend Julian Hoffman Beachco, who produced the entire thing. He's incredible. We hooked up for the first time right before the pandemic. So I was playing a show I was releasing a single in February of 2020. My ex and I had just broken up. I wrote this kind of breakup single. We released it on Valentine's Day. And I got my whole team together to be like, hey, y'all, wouldn't it be so cool if, rather than doing a show here in Hollywood, we did something live streamed? I was like, so everyone on the internet can see it and we can just do a house show. Wouldn't that be so fun? Like, I've never done that before. And so we did this whole big thing, live streamed house show. And then 2 weeks later, the world shut down and the only kinds of shows you could do were live streams. I was like, Did I just miss my last chance to do a real show? So I was, Julian played this show with me, and he did it on a moment's notice. Every guitar player that I work with, I play, but I don't play well enough to just have people listen to me play by myself. So I always have someone with me, and my guys were gone. I had 3 people that I'd worked with here and there on things, but I knew Julian through a friend of mine, and called him up and was like, can you learn this set? And within 3 days, he learned an entire hour set, showed up, did not have charts, had no notes, just flawlessly played through the whole thing. And then I started using him during the pandemic for all of my live stream stuff. And then when I told him that I was working on a record, he was like, so I have to admit that I've only agreed to ever play for you as long game so that I could produce you. And I was like, okay. So we did one song together, which Did You Settle Down Too Soon was the first song that we recorded on that record. And I remember when we finished, he was kind of wondering if he was going to get to produce the rest of the record. And I was like, man, this song is so fire to me. You are absolutely producing the rest of this thing. So I think he did an incredible job. We had a hilarious time in the studio. Yeah. And it just it turned out every piece of it, from the pop polished country stuff to the more sentimental things, to the quirky things, to like just everything has its place, and it just all felt really right. And yeah, so I was really proud to put that out last year.
It was great. Did you settle down too soon? Favorite track, obviously, it was just so good. But I love the video for Pick Up Where We Left Off. I mean, it's so what you feel about good friendships and lovers and everything. I mean, there's so relatable in so many ways. It was a great video to the song.
No, thank you. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. We filmed that out in Joshua Tree. I did the edit myself, which I had never done before. But in a pandemic, when you don't have money,
and you have a little time to learn these things.
All the time in the world. You watch a lot of YouTube videos and you edit yourself. So I did that. And yeah, CMT premiered that thing, and I was really happy with the way that it turned out. Trent, my friend Trent, directed it, and he's done every video that I have ever done up until the one that came out with this song today. So yeah, but really loved that project.
Then you got to take it on the road at the end of last year too. How was it finally getting in front of all these people again, going on this little tour? That had to be nice to be able to just connect in person with people again.
Oh, it was great. I mean, so to be honest, like, I am an artist where, like, when you, like, I have, like, my diehards, right? And then they have, like, small pockets of followings of places that I've been to before. So this tour had pockets of places that I had never been to before. So it was a little bit of a shot in the dark. And so we played, a sold out show here in LA, a great crowd in Nashville. We were sold out in Minneapolis, great crowd in my hometown. That was probably one of my most favorite shows I've ever played. My manager and Courtney Cole, who opened for me the entire run, we all came together. We were driving back home or driving back to Nashville after that show. And everyone in that car was like, okay, there was something in the air that night. Like, that show, I don't know what it was, but there was something in the air that night. It was just like a magical show. They had run, I mean, this is my hometown. They had run like a big story, like front page of the Life section. They blew up my face a lot larger than it ever needs to be. And they like ran this show. I know. Don't. It's not good. But what was fun was that
$1 million smile can sell 1 million papers. What are you talking about?
Oh my God, I wish there were. We sold out, but the venue only holds 100 people. But no, it was fun to see, like, and meet people after the show, like, people that I didn't know, that were like, I grew up in Chattanooga, like, these were older men, like, saying how they had been closeted most of their life, came out older, when they were a bit older. They never knew that I was from Chattanooga. I don't know. It was just I had a great conversations with people. I always stay, and I will stay and talk to anyone after a show, as long as it takes. And it was just a magical, incredible night. Yeah. So being able to, like, connect with people like that. I will also say there was the other night that is kind of like, I'll never forget, was we went and played Portland. I'm like, I'll never forget it. Where were we? We were in Portland. I've never played there. I don't know anybody in Portland. I honest to God don't know a single person in Portland. And so, like, even like baseline people being like, we were playing small venues, like 50 seaters, like really small places. Cause it was just like, we just want to, like, small, intimate sort of thing.
McMiniman's beer pubs in Portland. I got you.
Yeah. I mean, just like, I was like, I don't want to have to stress about selling tickets. Like, I just want to, like, go play and, like, play this record that I love. And we got to Portland. The venue was a little weird. It was kind of like built for, like, more like stand-up comedy sort of thing. So I was like, okay, whatever. This is fine. Well, it gets to be about time for the show to start. And there's like 3 people there. there were as many of us as there were of them. And I remember Courtney Cole, who was opening for me, she was like, yeah, what are we gonna do? And I was like, girl, we're gonna play our sets. And she got up there. She's incredible. If you've never listened to her, go listen to her stuff. She's a friend of mine from college. She's one of those voices that like makes all the hair on your body stand up. Like, so
nice.
incredible. She played her, 20, 30-minute set. I sat in the audience and just watched her. And then we poured wine. And I got up, played for an hour for basically 3 people in this audience, finished the set, just came down, sat, and like talked for, I don't know how long we were there, for a while, just like hearing these guys' stories. This one guy was a therapist in Portland and was like, I found your music a number of years ago. I use it for trauma therapy with a bunch of my queer clients. And another guy was like, my husband was a really big fan of yours and he just passed away recently, so I felt like I really wanted to come. I don't know, it was just like we had the best night. It was the best show. Like, it was just such an incredible, like, I don't know, the antithesis of
Portland, like, Oregon, right? Oregon?
That was Portland, yeah. And I left being like, I mean, I feel like you can leave those experiences being like, well, damn, like, not a lot of people came. And by not a lot, I mean not a lot of people came. But I left that night being like, that was like one of the best nights of my life. Like, it was so incredible to just meet these people and like figure out why they were there and why this was important to them and like why they liked the writing and like, I don't know. And just like, we just had a great night. It was, so anyway, all that to say is the tour was incredible. I never thought I'd do something like that. And then I did. And yeah, I'm sure I'll do it again at some point.
It shows your heart and your talent, my friend. I love that story. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. Well, I also got to give you congratulations. It's been about 2 weeks now, but 1 million song plays on Apple Music. I mean, with royalties, you might be able to get to buy an early bird dinner at the Texas Roadhouse. But
I know.
1 million, that's amazing.
It's crazy, right? And now it's like, I know that there are songs out there and like, I've spent years working for Taylor Swift, like, right? I was on that first tour for a couple years. So I know like the kinds of artists that drop and they have millions of plays, right? And I know what that's like for them. And it's incredible. I'm not like that.
Deserve it.
Of plays, which is fine. But I think I've just been like conditioned in my head that it's like streaming numbers are kind of what they are. Like, you can't, like, I've always been kind of the person that's like, if your motivation for doing music is numbers and whatever it is, and it's not because you have to do it and you love to do it and you can't not do it, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Like,
right.
And I know a lot of there are artists where that go hand in hand, and good for them. But I guess I'm just so proud of like the fact that like I started making music when people told me I couldn't and I shouldn't, and I did it anyway. And here we are, like almost a decade later, and I'm so comfortable kind of in my own skin and what I put out into the world, and it's always purposed and 1,000% me. And yeah, I'm really proud of kind of where I landed, and it's taken a while to get here. So big milestone. Definitely
you should be proud, my friend. I mean, you do so much. You give back. You work with charities. I mean, I've just always been such a fan of your personal life, not just your music. So good on you, and you deserve every one of those 1 million listens. So that's great.
I did have a couple of friends who were like, I feel like one of my best friends texted me and he was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm like 9/10 of that. And I was like, honest to God, like I would believe it.
That's okay. As long as they're playing it, I like it. That's amazing.
Yeah, I would believe that. I have another friend here in LA. He's so funny. He's like, hey, just so you know, sometimes at night I just put your music on shuffle and then turn it off just so you get the royalties.
I love that. That's the kind of friend you want to have.
I think it's so funny. I'm like, thank you. While you slept, I made 2 wooden nickels.
There you go. Exactly, right?
That's so good.
Do that for a month and I'll get a cup of coffee at the end of the month. I'm very excited all of a sudden.
Thank you.
Nice. That's hilarious. All right. Well, we are going to talk about this new song, That's What I Feel About You. You've been teasing it for a couple weeks now. It looks like Lerv or something close to that. We're going to find out the whole story. It had its brand new nationwide debut yesterday, the video. This is only the first day that it's that we're going to be able to see it, so I'm excited to share it with you. So we're going to play That's What I Feel About You with my very special guest today, Mr. Brandon Stansell is right here in the studio with me. We'll talk about it on the other side. You're listening to the Left of Str8 show right here in the Left of Str8 Radio Network.
At the tone, please record your message.
Hey, it's me. I just felt like maybe we should talk soon. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do at this point. I feel like, you said that you didn't want anything serious, and I totally get that. You've done nothing wrong. I just feel like the more time I spend with you, the more I like you. And I don't know if you feel that way, or if I am just spinning my wheels here. So, let's talk.
I was right on time making friends with the waiter. You showed up 15 minutes later and apologized, but then you smiled and it was fine. Freshly out of an 8-year debt and know what it's like to be single again, not looking for your last. I thought that I was cool with that, but I should've known it'd be hard on my heart if somebody asked what I thought from the start. It's a reckless drive, don't know if I'm gonna live or die. Kinda crazy staying up all night, almost nothing I can do. New to the feel of being stuck in hell, where you're gone or you're with someone else. Then you're here and I can't help myself. One thing I'm afraid to lose, that's what I feel about you. Without even trying, my eyes always find you. One step ahead with your hand right behind you, reaching for me. You pull me in and suddenly I know what they mean when they say that it's different. Thought I knew love, but something was missing. So I do explain, but the moment that I saw your face, it's a reckless drive. Don't know if I'm gonna live or die. Kinda crazy staying up all night, almost nothing I can do. New to the feel of being stuck in hell, where you're gone or you with someone else. Then you're here and I can't help myself. One thing I'm afraid to lose, that's what I feel about you. That's what I feel about you. And if you can't promise a lifetime, then I'm okay with Sundays and some nights. Even if I'm losing my mind, maybe I'm a fool. Oh, it's a reckless drive, don't know if I'm gonna live or die. Kinda crazy staying up all night, almost nothing I can do. New to the feel of being stuck in hell, when you're gone or you with someone else. Then you're here and I can't help myself. One thing I'm afraid to lose, that's what I feel about you. defines what I feel about you.
And we are back. That was the brand new single that just debuted today from my favorite guest here, Mr. Brandon Stansell. That's What I Feel About You. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, I wrote this song in with Sam Creighton and Will J, who co-written a lot of my stuff on the last record. We wrote This Must Be the Place, which is the title track of the record. A couple others on that record, and then a lot of people's favorite. They co-wrote Like Us with me, which was on the Hurt People record, and that was the first song that we'd ever written together. And so they're a great writing team, and I took this idea to them kind of in the throes of dating this person, and when I am full of emotion and don't always know how to parse it, writing helps. And I do a lot of free writing in the morning, and I was doing a ton during this time period early this year, into the summer. But there's something about putting all of those feelings into a song, and it helps even me figure out how I feel about something. And that was definitely the case with this project. And then we made this, my friend Kevin Lewandowski, who used to be a neighbor of mine, he and his wife used to live just across the little way from me. And for years now, he's been like, man, please let me direct something, let me do something. And I have been so tied to my friend Trent Atkinson, who has done such brilliant, incredibly, and oftentimes free work for me over the years, that I didn't think I was going anywhere. But my buddy Trent got this amazing job in Dublin, and we needed to shoot. And honestly, I was kind of excited to get someone else's eye, and Kevin worked me like a dog, which was not fun for me. And I don't think Trent would have ever done that to me. So it was 3 grueling days of shooting. Just if you've had no experience with shooting something like this, normally I've only shot for a day and a half. That was the longest shoot I've ever done. This was 3 full days. Like a dog, this man worked me, but he got this incredible thing that just appeared out of nowhere. And I don't know, I'm really proud of it. I'm so thankful that he was the one that took this, by the reins. And I hope people like it. I think it definitely turned out so well. And I just think it's so beautiful. They use these anamorphic lenses. The director of photography who came in from Canada to shoot this thing with us, just beautiful eyes. They just did such a great job. So yeah, really, really proud of this one.
Well, the lyrics were gorgeous, and now just singing it with the video, just amazing work, my friend. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, do you have any? You've had a lot of great hits over the years. Do you have any kind of traditions or superstitions on launches, music launches?
No. I think I've gotten used to it now. It feels just kind of another day. Where I don't know, because I think I also have a lot of friends who really, who are constantly putting out music, and it's not, I don't know, it feels like just something that we do. It's just part of our DNA, I guess. But this one, I've been excited to put it out just because I haven't released anything this year. So I think my core base were ready for something. They're like, I'm sorry, where is he? So I'm here. Hi. I've just been excited to get something new out into the world.
Well, absolutely amazing. What happened with this? Did you give him the words? Did you send him any of these letters after or anything that once you wrote it?
My boyfriend. Is that who you're talking about?
Yes.
Oh, so that's a side story.
You killed the lead there. I mean, you talked about what led up to it, but you killed the lead on me.
So I had not been dating for a while, and then I started dating, and like it was not going well. I'm an acquired taste. But I met
Yeah.
a guy in December, and I was just crazy about him from the first time that I ever met him, which had never happened to me before. I always thought that people that said that were totally nuts. I was like, okay, like you need a therapist and like some good pills.
A nice edible or two or five.
Yeah, like this is something you should take up with your pharmacist. Like this seems crazy to me. But then it happened. It happened to me. And yeah, I was just kind of like falling all over myself and for this guy, and we were in very different places. You know, he was coming out of something and not really looking for anything serious. He was not really wanting to, yeah, he was just kind of wanting to date, and I only wanted to date him, so we were at a little bit of a different kind of like places in our world.
Mhm.
And I just, you know, I just kind of like took a deep breath and was like, you know what, like you can't do anything with timing, like it is what it is. So it's like you can like decide to like you're in different places, move on, or you can stick around and like enjoy him for this date, this night, this experience, whatever this is, whatever it turns out to be, knowing full well that at the end of it, it might not be what I wanted it to be. And that's just the risk you run when you fall in love with somebody. And I did. And yeah, so this song was kind of, you know, the genesis of it was kind of in once I was kind of like in the throes of all of that, like, you know, having these like developing feelings for this person and then not really knowing kind of how they were being reciprocated and if it was going to be anything or nothing at the end of it. And that can be like a very like hard place to stay in for a long time. And yeah, and that's why I'm so grateful for the ability to write and to do it in do it in a way that I think is like cathartic and therapeutic. And so anyway, that's where that was kind of the genesis of this song. That's where it all came from.
Love that. Resonates so well with so many people.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
think it's a very universal like experience, right? Like you can't expect that two people meet and they're like in the same exact places in life. So, you know, I've learned a lot in dating him, and that is like, you know, we're very different people. He's very like quiet and shy and like the antithesis of me. um and so like but like it's like I don't know, like I feel like I'm a much better listener than I was a year ago. Like I feel like I have like I learned that I have a patience that I didn't know that I really had just in like trying to understand somebody and like seeing them for where they are and not just expecting them to like be the things that I am looking for and need them to be for me at this moment. Um and like I don't know, it's been really beautiful. And I don't know about you, but like it feels like when you really got to work for something, boy, the payoff is that much sweeter. So it's like we're in like what feels like a lot more of kind of a normal like pattern these days, but it did not start that way.
I'm very happy for you, my friend. You deserve all the happiness. I mean,
Well, thank you. I am very happy. I will say I'm very, very happy. And I didn't know that I could feel like this about someone, but here I am, you know, and yeah, with everything going on in the world, I've told him for the past couple nights in a row, like, I'm just really grateful for not just for him, but like for just the ability to like live and breathe and like work and do what I love. And like it's we have a lot to me specifically, a lot to be thankful for. And I know that like if you kind of look at the breadth of my work, it a lot of it is it feels very like tough, you know, and it hard. But like on the other side of all of the like trauma and the, you know, coming out and like the struggle with identity and all of those things, like I'm in a really great, beautiful place, and like it's taken a lot of work to get here, and I'm just really grateful for it.
You should be. And it's great when your inside starts to match the outside that you have in your head, right? You have these expectations and everything, and you're never really sure if you're going to get there. And all of a sudden, the right person or the right song or the right moment happens, and you feel it inside as much as you do outside. That's a great place to be.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, I'll go back and say this one thing about that show that I played in my hometown. I told Courtney when we left, I was like, I had like a weird experience where I was singing, playing this show, and it felt like I had like, this is going to sound so weird, but I felt like I had like, there was like light coming out of my body. It was very weird, but it was the first time in my life that I felt like I was like, oh, I am 1000% doing the thing that I am supposed to be doing in this moment. Like, I don't know that I'll be making music my whole life. I hope I will be, but I mean, Lord knows anything could happen. But like in this moment in my life, I am exactly where I need to be. And like, that was a crazy feeling, a great feeling.
I bet.
Now I'm running after that again.
There you go. Well, you deserve every piece of happiness, my friend. Thank you for taking the time. I know it's been a busy week. Launch weeks are always hectic, and you're doing this and that and everywhere. Thanks for taking the time to come back on the show. I really appreciate talking.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
And of course, you have an amazing website where they can find your songs and merchandise and all sorts of cool things. Let them know the website address and where they can find you on social media.
Yep. BrandonStansell.com. Everything you want to know and probably more, and all the things you didn't are there. So just go knock yourself out.
There you go. All right. Well, stay on the line for me, Brandon. Guys, I always love when I have friends come back to visit. Be sure to tune in next Tuesday because we're going to do a little 5 questions with Brandon. So be sure to come back for that. We appreciate you tuning in every day here to Left of Str8 Show. You guys have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Left of Str8 Show. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast distributor, and please give us a 5-star rating so more listeners can find us. You can follow us on social media, and be sure to check out our website, www.leftofstraightradio.com, for contests and other news and information. See you next week.